Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume Show today, I got two amazing guests, and they have a podcast out called From Misses to Miss. And I'm really looking forward to talking to both of them. And their names are Katie and Andrea. I am Rocco Cross, as you could tell. I am the host that stutters, as you could tell already. And my interview with these two amazing women will be coming up very soon. We're going to talk about their podcast, about their lives, and about life. I am I am Rocco Cross, and this is my Grue Rume. And stay tuned for the show. As always, welcome to my nightmare. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Makes me nervous.
Okay.
You heard your background? Y'all,
Yeah, I did.
my dog's joining us.
Oh,
Good.
nice. Okay.
Yeah, you're just a white room in the back anyway. Mine was like my apartment. I don't need anybody seeing that.
Well, I want to thank you both for taking time out of your night and coming on the show. I'm really looking forward to talking to you both.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Oh my God, yeah, definitely. So, like, the first thing I want to start out asking you both is like, what inspired you both to want to make a show like this podcast and do it with one another?
Well, I guess I'll take it. Well, we're both divorced to start with, and kind of came back out trying to figure out how to just navigate in life as a single person in our mid 40s. I'm a little older than she is. We won't say how much. And so, we just kind of thought it would be a fun thing to do, to come out and, start this podcast and do it together, and so it was kind of created. I had it before, like I had it by myself. I was doing it for a while and kind of just, kind of really doing it by myself, but it was really hard to do a full 60 minutes by yourself, with no,
Oh yeah.
co-host, no guest, whatever. And Katie and I just happened to be at like a wine and hiking party. And so we were like, yeah, we were kind of like, okay, let's, see what we can do with this. I saw her sitting over there swiping on Bumble. And so I thought, I like it. And it was kind of born from there.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Match made in heaven.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
So like, what is your show basically about? Like, do you just talk about whatever you want to talk about? And I see you have guests too. And
yeah, we kind of just talk about whatever. I mean, there is a little bit of planning going on, especially when Andrea's done such a good job of getting the guests and all that. So there is a little bit of planning ahead, but a lot of times we're just like, we don't want to talk about anything because we don't want to, we want to save it for the podcast basically. So we're like, no, don't tell me, don't fill me in. But it's just about
totally do that. When we meet up, we're like, we're going to talk, and then we hold it.
Yeah, so it's just about dating and well, not just dating, but everything, that life just after divorce, like that next chapter basically.
Yeah, we kind of grew it from there. I think we kind of started out more, that was our initial focus, was more like the dating after coming out of being married for a long period of time. And life is so different than it was. We didn't have all these, dating sites. We didn't have Bumble back before we both got married. She got married pretty younger than me. She was like, what were you, 21?
20, almost 21, but I was
21 and I was 24. So coming out now, it's like, whoa, what is this? And so we initially started out with the dating, but we branched off because there's really so many topics that you can talk about in relation to relationships. It just made sense to kind of, let's look at it from all different angles. So that's what we did.
Wow. I love it. Yeah, sometimes those apps are a little weird. Like you have to find like the right person, and sometimes someone shows up that don't even look like what they look like on the app, and I'm like, wait, what?
Pretty sure there's one of those stories on our podcast, Rocket.
I do not like the dating apps at all. And
no,
exactly right. You never know who's going to show up for that date.
Exactly, yes.
Uh,
And how did you both come up with the name for your show?
Well, like Andrea had said, she was doing the podcast before, so she had a really great title, and we just wanted to keep going with that title.
yeah, we just kind of took
great
it
name.
from like from married to not really,
Yeah,
like from Mrs. to
sense.
Ms.
Right.
And, yeah, and it kind of just made sense. Like that's exactly what we're doing. We're talking about going from Mrs. to Ms. So what is that like? So yeah, so we just carried it on.
It just summed it up pretty, like a little nice little bow.
It did, and people seem to like it. They're like, cool name. Yeah,
Yeah,
we had
definitely.
it either.
I know. I was looking at the name too. I was like, this is like really clever. Like the way you worded it, and the
Yeah.
MRS and the MS, and
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I like it.
and I even listened to some clips, the shows and stuff, and it's really fun. It's a really fun show, and what I like about it is that you both are so much fun, and you don't hold back. You're not shy, which is good. and,
Can't be.
and you basically talk about whatever, from men, sex, kissing,
Oh, yeah.
dating apps, flowers, drinks.
I think I take the sex talk all the time.
We give that topic to Andrea.
She's a little more PG, just a
Yeah.
little.
The PG verse are like push and pull. She tries to pull it out of me.
Yeah, she's onto my tricks though now. She's got me figured out. I don't get to shock her as much as I used to.
Yeah. In the beginning, she was all like, I was read most of the episodes in the beginning. Yeah. Now I'm like, here we go, Andrea.
Oh, my favorite one was, we've laughed about it many times, when I went to say about something about one, and I started to say, but you know what matters is one, and she goes, inch, and I'm like, oh, it's not what I was going to say, Katie.
I thought that's what you were going to say. I'm like, that's clearly where Andrea's going.
I love that you went for it. You got me. I think I was blushing on that.
I thought that's what you were going to say. And then like you stopped, and I'm like, let me just finish the sentence for her.
Nice.
You talk about the inches, so that makes sense. It does matter, Rocco.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it does. Yeah. you know, some people lie and say it don't, but I'm sure it does.
Yeah. Both ways. Too big, too small. It all matters.
Right, exactly.
Who's counting? Andrea.
There you go. That's
I show up with the tape measure.
Stage,
choose me before one. Would you mind? Yeah,
that was way more than 2 inches.
Oh, sorry. We got way off track here.
That's all good. So I'm like, what are some things you like to talk about? I'm guessing this is like something you love to talk about.
This is what you can expect.
Rocco, how it goes. Like we'll sit down and we just go wherever the podcast takes us. And sometimes we just get our funniest stuff because we play off each other really well. And so it's a lot of just yin and yang. And we just end up with some really funny stuff that, even listening back when we're previewing it to put it out, I find myself laughing in the car, like, oh, it's kind of funny, So I think it's fun. It's good.
Oh my God. That's so awesome. I love it. Like just two people having fun. That's all that matters.
Yep.
It is, right. Yeah.
And I see like some of your stuff on, like you post pictures of flowers, and that's even what you have for like your main profile. You're holding up like the flowers, the roses.
Yeah.
So what flowers do you both love most? Like, do you both have a special kind of flower you like more?
Ooh, good question.
That is a good question.
I mean, tulip girl.
I'm tulip. I was gonna say classic rose, but like I also like tulips.
Yeah, it's just like they're so pretty when they haven't bloomed yet, and when they do. I just love. Yeah, I love tulips.
Okay. Wow, Yous are both on the same page with that,
Yeah.
with the
And I
flowers.
didn't even take that down a sexual path, you guys. I mean, how proud of
Good
you
job.
for
Good
that.
job.
About blooming.
Yeah.
Like that one guy who
blooming.
always took it down the sexual path, and you didn't like that, Andrea. That one guy.
I think I missed that one.
And, you you had some really fun guests on too. And was there any guests that you had that like stood out the most to you, or you had the most fun chatting with?
Oh, all of them have been so good. I mean, but it's easy for me to pick because my daughter was on there recently, and I
Yes.
feel like I can pick her. If she hadn't been on there, I'd be like, nah, they're all great.
All
They
good.
were all great. They were all great. But I think it was just extra special to have my daughter on.
Yeah, I think they all brought a little something different. I think, you know, we had a man on there, we had Josh Carmichael on there, and he kind of brought the male perspective. And so we really focused on the week before trying to figure out what we think men want so that we could approach that with him and get the true responses. And, you know, he was super sweet. He brought us flowers, which was really a sweet thing, not tulips, but he brought us flowers.
Roses, right? Were they roses?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they were roses, and it was really sweet. And you know, we did go deep with him in some conversations, and we steered on our tracks, and you know, we were a little.
I believe Andrea made him blush.
That's my job. But that was really fun, and you really liked Michelle a lot. She had some very good insight. They've all been great. I don't have
great.
One out, yeah, specifically, but just
and Jeanette.
things I remember. Jeanette,
forget to name her. They were all. They were all great.
Well, you know, now if anyone wants to get flowers for any one of yous, they know the right brand of flowers to get now if they watch this.
That's right. Absolutely. There should be no mistake. Yeah.
That guys, we want tulips.
Yep.
And what about like Katie, I know you have pets, like the dog. Like, do you have pets too? Like, how many pets do you both have? Or
I don't.
Okay, you don't have pets.
You can take that one.
I'll take that one. I have 3 dogs. I have one that was just scratching at the window. You probably might have heard that. And then I have one right here, and then I have a third as well. 2 bulldogs and a boxer.
Oh wow! Okay.
Not little ones either, right? Are they pretty big?
Yeah, one's a French bulldog, and then one's a different, like a old English bulldog. So one's a big bulldog, one's a small bulldog, and then I have the boxer right here.
Oh, I thought that was the dog over there. Yeah, okay.
The dog here.
Easier.
She's taking a nap.
And how does it feel like you both your show hit 100,000 downloads? Like, that is so good, especially for a show that's pretty new.
Right.
And like, how did it feel when you saw that? Like, you went up to 100K.
We were super excited and super proud of our little podcast.
Huge accomplishment, you know, and I think that a lot of it, I mean, we had some really, really great stories. You know, one of Katie's stories that she talked about on there was the loss of her son. And that was, you know, everybody wanted to really hear that and hear what she had to kind of say about that. And so that was a huge milestone for us, you know, in that episode, and it did really, really well. And, you know, just, I think we've been consistent, right? We've just been, that's kind of our key, is we're like, even if we don't really have a solid topic to talk about, just get on there and say something, because consistency is what people are looking for. Because I watch a certain podcast, or I'm sorry, listen to a certain podcast, and it's been, I don't know where they've been for the last couple of weeks. And it's so disappointing when you go, you know, I get in my car and I go to listen to it and I'm like, nothing new. And so I think it's just being consistent. So
I agree. Because that was my rule of thumb on YouTube, was consistency, but I'd never done a podcast. So I didn't know, like, we didn't know coming into this. And then Andrea has a friend who has a successful podcast, and we were kind of picking his brain, and he literally said the word consistency. And I'm like, okay, we got that. We can be consistent. But it's interesting how consistency kind of just plays. And I think that's what people want.
Oh, definitely.
On a podcast.
I guess it's kind of like a TV show, you know, when you want to tune in weekly and hear it and you're bummed when it's over, or, you know, preempted or something, you know, you're kind of bummed. So I guess it's pretty similar. So
oh yeah, for sure. Like even me with this, like I try to always post an interview every day, and you know, if I don't get an interview, I try hard to scrounge around, and I'm like, oh my god, what can I post now?
Every day you do it?
That's a lot of work.
It is. That's why, yeah. Like I've only been doing this for like was since COVID hit. What's that? Like 3 years now.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And by doing it like almost every day, I have like I think like over 500 interviews now.
Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Up, man. That's an accomplishment. That's awesome.
That is.
Thank you. And Grant was actually 2 of the interviews.
Yeah. Way to go, Grant.
So is there anything that you would love you want to talk about on your show that you haven't yet?
A great question.
Ooh. I'm trying to think.
That's a great question.
We're like,
sky's the limit. Like what?
Yeah, because it's so wild how it just literally comes to us like moments before, like the episode came out today, The Bachelor, the Golden Bachelor. And so we were kind of like, we try to record 2 episodes in one sitting to, you know, kind of stay ahead of the game. And we were like, okay, what's our second episode? I know. And I'm like, oh, you know, the Golden Bachelor is coming out, which I'm a huge Bachelor fan. And I said, you know, it really kind of ties into finding love after, whether it's losing a partner, a divorce, you know, whatever that looks like for you, and kind of putting yourself back out there. So I thought it was kind of like totally appropriate to go with. So we kind of just
turned into a really cute episode.
The Golden Bachelor. Yeah. So it's really for us more of just a spur of the moment, whatever we're feeling. We kind of rely on our updates from the week. You know, we're dating, so that kind of keeps some of our stories, you know, relevant. And so that she's blushing.
Some of us are dating more than others.
Dating.
Some of us are like turning the apps off.
Yeah, I'm turning him off. She's turning him off.
Turn those apps off. The Bumbles, the Tinders, the Grinders.
No, they work for some people. It's just not.
Haven't tried Grindr, Katie.
I didn't touch Tinder. I don't think I'm gonna touch Grindr.
Yeah, don't skip straight to Grindr. Don't do it.
No. I can't even handle Bumble and Hinge. I'm not.
Oh yeah, Hinge. That's another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had any luck on Hinge. I don't know.
I don't have any luck either. I just don't. I'm not consistent enough on those apps.
Yeah, exactly.
To be more consistent.
You too. Be on it every day, like me.
Right.
Just swipe it.
So do any of you have a like horror story about the dating apps or meeting up with someone?
Andrea does. Mine aren't like horror stories. Mine are pretty typical.
Yeah, pretty typical. Yeah, I've done a couple of the episodes on it. I had maybe not necessarily horror stories, but like a guy who kept calling me by the wrong name the whole time. And I was just like, where is he getting this from? You know, so that was interesting. I had one I haven't even told yet. It's my Jack in the Box story of a guy that I just did everything possibly wrong. And this guy was, I mean, he didn't have a car. He didn't have anything. I was
Andrea like, please in the car with guys too often.
Yeah, I mean,
once.
Yeah, once. Well, I mean, technically, this one, he said, you know, I'm like, oh, Andrea, you know, he's going to ask you to go back to his place and watch a movie. You say no. And then, of course, he asks, and I'm like, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, it's for me, it's more, I am a little bit free with it, probably a little more than I should be, in all truthness. I should be a little bit more cautious. But for the most part, it's been fine. You know, I think more of the horror stories are, like you said, the catfishes that show up that don't like, and you're like, well, what do we do now? You know?
Yes, exactly.
just disappointing. It's disappointing.
Yeah.
You know, you put all this time and effort.
I want the person to be like more like, oh, you look better in person. I'm putting my worst pictures up there. And
yes.
I'm like, okay.
That's what we want.
My worst, then
good.
I like it my best too. I might do that. I'm gonna go change one of my pictures to a really bad.
Put up some like skanky photo, like all twisted and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna look real good.
So good when we show it.
We forgot they actually have to swipe on it first.
Yeah, we want to.
Yeah, exactly. They have to swipe right.
What if you do that? They swipe, you match, then you change up your pictures. Yeah, and you put some of your shady pictures on there. That's not
there
good.
You go.
And see,
be so confused. Like, what was I drunk when I swiped on her? And
then see how quickly they either unmatch or if they're truly into you and not just your looks, then they'll show up.
That's
we've got a social experiment waiting to happen.
There you go. I know for me one time, like I'll never forget this. Like me and this guy were talking, and we were gonna meet up at this real fancy place to go eat at, and I get there, I'm all dressed up. He comes with a t-shirt that is like covering his chest with his stomach out in this like exclusive restaurant, and he has these skin tight pants, and where his ass is, it's cut, and you see his cheeks coming out of the yes. And I was like, okay. I was trying to run out, and I didn't get to do it in time because he saw me. But yeah, that was very embarrassing.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. That's right.
I kept trying to say, oh, I got something to do. But it didn't work.
I got somewhere to be.
That's the hard part, getting out of it.
No, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure that kind of stuff always happens. Like the person that you think is going to show up doesn't show up, and it's like someone like completely different.
Yeah, that's tough.
It is. It's because it puts you in a weird spot then, because then
awkward.
You know, you feel you don't want to be shallow, but I don't really understand. Yeah, I don't really understand the purpose of catfishing though. I'd say because it's kind of like, is it that they think you're going to fall in love with their personality anyways, but you're already like a liar? So, you know what I mean? Like what? It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Like they're not going to find out?
I know, right? Exactly.
Why not go into a second date?
Yeah. What is the point?
And this question is for Katie. Like Jules, you had her on the show, and she has over 9 million followers, and she is a YouTuber, makes her videos. So what are your thoughts on her big following and the videos that she does?
Oh, I'm just super proud of her. She works really hard, and I don't know, it just makes me proud to see her growing up and shining and being just a good person.
She was so sweet on her when we interviewed her, and just so like just coming into her own, and such, you know, her responses were so logical where we were like, oh, yeah, you know, I mean,
she read me like a book. She's like, well, here's your problem. I'm like, okay, let's go.
He did. She did.
Tell me. She nailed it too.
She did. She did awesome.
and for you, Andrea, like we were talking a little bit before we came on about your son Grant. Like he is an amazing person, a great guy, like great voice, funny, charming. And when he came out to you, when he first actually came out to you, was it something you expected for a while, or was it something that completely like, oh wow, really?
I don't think I was like, oh what? I wasn't like that. You know, he tried sports when he was younger and nothing really worked, and then he went into like hip hop dancing at a very young age, and
Mm-hmm.
really just took off with it. So he was doing all, ballet, jazz, lyrical, everything like that. And so I can't help but think, you felt a little bit like, because I do believe you're born that way. And so for me,
Yeah.
I was like, maybe that was his thing. He's got that creative side to him, and he likes the dance, and he wanted to do the sports because, fast forward, find out that he was struggling with those thoughts and those
Yeah.
feelings. So probably why he was putting himself into the sports to feel normal, if you will. So for me, I was not shocked. And it's my boy. I love him no matter what, so it didn't matter. He was more worried about telling his dad, I think. And
Oh,
not
okay.
because he wouldn't accept him, but because he felt like he might look at him a little differently. And
True.
so, yeah, that's kind of how First Hello was born, because
Mm-hmm.
he said, I want to write him a song. And they would always go, every time Grant has a new song, they go and sit in my ex-husband's car and they listen to it on his speakers, and they kind of, do that, and they record it. And so he's like, let me do that. So it was a legit, the first video that came out of him
Yeah.
recording it, of his dad listening, and it just happened to go viral, which was amazing. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
it's just a good
And
story.
like
Great
that
song.
that oh yeah, it's an amazing song. Like when I heard it, I loved it. Like it even brought like a tear to my eye when I was listening
Yeah,
to it.
it
Like
was
like
the certain
it's
lines,
very
like,
raw.
yeah, like, praying to God to fix me since I was 12 years old, and
Mm-hmm.
risking my mom of grandkids, and, hope my
Mm-hmm.
father doesn't see me as any less a man. I think it
Exactly.
was, well, songs are all about the lyrics. So I think he nailed it.
Oh
You
yeah,
did
definitely
it.
for sure. And like what I love about you as a mom, as his mother, like you accepted it no matter what.
Oh
And
yeah.
like there's like a lot of people that are out there where they have to hide from their family, from their parents, because they have very strict parents, or parents that are very religious and can't accept it.
Yeah.
And they basically have to live alive for a long time because they're afraid to make themselves known. And
Yeah.
you're one of the cool parents that
Oh,
actually accept it and love him no matter if he's gay, bi, straight.
yep. Doesn't matter to me. He's still my boy. But I was, blown away by the amount of comments that he still gets to this day
Mm-hmm.
about how the song helped someone come out to their parents, or
Exactly.
someone saying, oh my God, you're so lucky that your parents accepted you. I can't, my dad kicked me out, or I can't. I mean, I was just like, I didn't realize it was to that magnitude. So if he helped one person, that's amazing, you know.
Definitely, yeah. And so what do you both love doing during your free time when you're not doing your podcast? Or
We like hanging out with each other.
there you go.
We do that in our free time sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Like
I
get
hang out
out
with
there.
my dogs and clean.
I've been on the pickleball craze a little bit. So
Oh, okay.
so I like playing pickleball, and see what else.
Long walk on the beach.
Yeah, the beach, and Grant and I actually we're writing a children's book together. So we've been
Oh,
working
get
on
out,
that.
really?
Yeah. Yeah. And we haven't really put it out. It should be out soon, but it's kind of his story
Oh,
in a
wow.
children's book version. So we've been working on that. Let's see, what else did we do, Katie? I
Swipe
just
on
thought of
dating apps.
something that I was like, what's that?
I said swipe on dating apps. That
We
keeps
used
us
to date. Yeah.
Swiping
clean
right
I
or
free.
swipe on
left?
hers. We're just gonna date each other eventually.
Yeah, it might happen.
I know you keep meeting all these catfish. So you're gonna be like, yeah, we should just do this and
I
get
know
it
what she
over with.
looks like. We're good.
Exactly.
No surprise.
Prizes. My pictures match what I look like. So do
Right,
they.
exactly.
Shocking.
Yeah,
What a concept.
crazy.
So true.
And what about songs? Like, what kind of music do you both like? What's on your playlist?
my gosh, I have a whole bunch of my favorites, like album, like where I just throw all the song. Oh, I like that song. It just all goes in. It's everywhere from what's current on the radio, like the pop charts, all the way, to I don't know, Billy Joel and Elton John and
Oh yeah.
and then musicals like Les Mis and all that kind of stuff. It's like just all over the place.
I really like 90s music. I don't know.
Britney, I love some Britney.
Oh, I love
There you go. Yeah.
I'm a Britney Spears fan. Funny.
NSYNC.
Yep. Yeah. I like all that stuff. I'll be like, Alexa, I shouldn't do it because she'll do it. Right now.
Yeah, I know she might play it.
I know. I'll be like, play 90s playlists on Spotify. And she's like, Andrea's 90 playlists. And so it's good stuff, like that song from Pretty Woman that comes out.
Love that movie.
Yeah, so good. There's just some really good stuff. I like that stuff. And I don't know, I do listen to Grant's stuff, which is so
of course,
because I'm his mom, but he's on my playlist. And I was like, the other day I go, Grant, you got some good songs out. I don't know why it was playing them in a row. And I was like, dang, you're doing it. And he was like, thanks, Mom. I'm like, all right, you're doing all right, kid.
Yeah. Way to go, kid.
They probably look through your playlist and see like Grant's music is played more than anyone else's.
I know. It's true. Well, if your mom doesn't listen, that's when you know you're doing good.
That's true. Yeah, right. You can't even get your mom to listen.
I gotta take one for the team. I used to listen to the Kids Bop a lot, when he was on Kids Bop.
Oh yeah.
And I honestly started liking it, in the car because, some of those songs are just so raunchy and, just cuss words. And so I'm like, when I was listening to his, I felt like I could just bop along and it was good, right. I kind of liked it.
Okay.
There you go. Please don't say my playlist is Kids Bop. Let's scratch that. I'll never get a date again.
I don't think you have any problem. I don't think that's gonna make it.
You're like,
and do you both have a go-to karaoke song if you were out doing karaoke? She's shaking her head
not even
already.
Up for it. No. So.
Well, I know if I was forced to do it, I would probably just go with like the classic "I Will Survive."
Yeah,
and I would butcher it. But no, I've done karaoke once, and it was it was a private room with people that I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Still terrifying and probably
I think that would be worse to do.
Maybe, but I'm not doing it in a room full of strangers.
Yeah, we've gone to listen. We went to a cool little dive bar, and they had some karaoke. And that was
nice.
Yeah, I would probably do. The last time I did it, which is years ago. Well, I don't know, but it was from Star is Born. With Lady Gaga. Yes, that I can't remember the song. Shallow.
That's a hard one.
I know. I wasn't good. I'm like the worst.
How many drinks did you have?
A lot. Enough to get up there.
There you go.
And every time, and then I close my eyes when I'm singing, and then I open, and everybody's like, it's just dreadful. I don't know where Grant got his voice. Seriously, I do not.
Was it
Milkman?
Milkman. Probably just listening to music on MTV or something, right?
Yes. I was back in Canada. That had to be Much Music back then. That was the version of MTV, Much Music. It's called
Much Music.
Much Music. It sounds weird now. It sounded so cool back when I was like a teenager. Like because MTV still sounds cool, I think, even though it's just three letters, right? You think about it, but Much Music sounds stupid now.
It does, doesn't
it? It does, right? Y'all are like, Much Music? Yeah.
Is there any artist or band that you both would love to see live, like go to a show, a concert?
I would have liked to see
her on the Eras tour.
Oh, We were talking about Taylor Swift before you got on because we're
really?
not fans. He and I are not fans. Do you know that about me? I'm not a fan of hers.
I mean, I'm not like a diehard Taylor fan. Like, I'm not a Swiftie, but I do enjoy some Taylor Swift. I love most of her stuff. But I'm like a diehard fan. But I do like, I like some Taylor Swift.
He said that some places had people like at her concerts out in the parking lot listening on the radio, and they paid like $100 to get into
just
the
being
parking
in
lot.
the parking lot.
Yeah, not that. There's not too many people that I would do that for, but I do have, probably 10 of her songs on my faves playlist.
All right, okay.
Truth comes out.
There you go.
I said the truth comes out.
Truth is not a secret.
I know. That's why
I think yours is the secret for being like, I don't like Taylor. We're gonna get all the hate. You two are gonna get all the hate.
I know. Tell me about it. I know.
We're going down, Rocco.
The
last interview.
I'm safe. Don't mess with them.
You don't mess with.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, don't mess with K-pop either.
Don't mess
yes,
with
exactly. Exactly. And what was the last song that got stuck in your head? You know, when you sing it all day, you hear a song on the radio and you sing it all day.
Ooh,
good question. The last one.
I'm
trying to think of one that normally gets in my
happy birthday.
The happy birthday song.
Just go around singing happy birthday.
I don't have one.
I can't think of one.
Okay. And what's your fashion sense like, the both of you? Like what how do you like dressing?
I hope like the other day I was thinking, like, I was looking in the mirror, I'm like, do I look like a mom? Because it's okay, but do I really want to look like a mom?
I don't know. I'm more I'm a little more of the sexy vibe. I like the 80s off the shoulder flash dance kind of look.
Flash dance,
yeah, I do like that whole off the shoulder thing. I don't know. And not both, not like the cold shoulder. I don't get that. But one, I think
got going on now.
Yeah, and it has like the choker, the built-in choker thing. Yeah, so yeah, just like that. So yeah, but I love sundresses too.
Yeah, I love a good dress.
Yeah.
All right. And do you prefer going to the beach or going on a cruise?
A cruise that stops at the beach and get out on the excursion. Yeah, I'd rather go on a cruise, I think, because I feel like I can go to the beach living here in LA. Like,
oh yeah,
if I wanted to, I could go anytime.
That's true.
Oh yeah, I'm an avid cruiser. I think I went on 4 last year.
4 cruises in 1 year?
But they have these little weekend ones out of Long Beach here. So you can you can literally get on the ship at like 10 a.m. on a Friday, and I'm back working by like 9 a.m. on Monday morning. It's no joke. And it goes out to Ensenada. It just like sits out there in the water and comes back. But it's the best little getaway, and it's cheap, and it's like, you get your room, your food. Yeah.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. And then I just went on one a couple weeks ago with Grant and Hunter. Yeah. For the birthday.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, I like cruises. You like cruises?
I love them.
Yeah. They're fun.
I'm actually going on one at the end of the year. Like, as you could tell, I'm a big horror fan, but I'm also a wrestling fan, and I'm going this wrestling cruise that's hosted by one of the wrestlers, Chris Jericho. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
I have heard of him,
yeah. So
cool.
He's hosting this like big cruise, and he's gonna have a wrestling ring on the cruise, and he's gonna have like wrestling matches, and then he has a stage, and he's gonna have rock bands doing like live sets on stage.
What?
And this is all on the cruise.
That's cool. Yeah. Are you gonna get in the ring with them?
Oh my god! No, I don't know. I might try to slide in there.
Yes.
Do it.
We should. Awesome. That sounds so exciting.
Yeah,
what cruise line is that?
So excited for that. Oh my god, I don't even know. What the heck is it? Carnival Cruise, I
Carnival. I
think
was
it
gonna say
is.
it sounds like
I think
Carnival.
it's Carnival. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see Royal Caribbean doing that, but yeah, more of a Carnival. That's more like a party boat,
Yeah.
But, that'll be fun.
Oh,
That will be fun.
I'm so excited for it. And I always ask my guests this when I have them on, since I'm a horror guy. Like, do you? But and Halloween seasons is here. So,
Mhm.
do you both like horror movies? And what are some that you like?
See, we're yin and yang. Look at us. Yeah, Lou.
So I watch them like this, and I wait till like because I know when like that jump scare is coming, and I just
Yeah.
do not want no. And as soon
I
as it's
love
over, like I do like I guess I like horror movies. I think they're fun, but like
Mhm.
will cover my eyes and
Yeah, I love them. I mean, I get
Okay.
scared. I'm still like a little like this, but I don't know. I get super excited to see them. I love like the Conjuring movies. I mean,
Yes.
I think they've gone a
Yes.
little crazy with like the Nun and the all of that, but I really liked like the Conjuring and Annabelle and all of those because I like a story with it.
yeah. You
And
guys
I
like
think
horror nights? Oh, sorry, I thought you were.
Oh, no, you're okay. I was just going to say that one of my favorite recent ones is that Talk to Me. Did you see that?
That was really
The
good.
hand thing,
Yes. Yes. That was
really
really
good.
good.
Really smart horror movie.
Mhm.
Do you guys like horror nights?
I do not.
Me
You,
either.
I
They
still never been to Halloween Horror Nights.
really
I live in Philly, so I'm not close to
Oh,
California or Florida.
they have like
yeah,
haunted houses and mazes. I think there's a big one out there.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Those things,
I
I
definitely
don't
have to
like
go.
they chase you around. That's what I
Yeah,
don't like. Like you're walking in the park and they've got like chainsaws. And
yeah.
all I can think is, what if one of these is truly like a serial killer? Like
Yeah,
that's
I
gonna be
know,
fun,
right?
right? Because we're all
What?
like,
Yeah,
kind of laughing about it, but it could happen, I think.
could happen. There
I
should be
like
a
being
movie
chased.
about that. That's a
They
good.
they actually do have a movie like what's
Oh,
it
you're
called?
right. In a fun house or something.
Yes, yes,
Yes. And
yes.
he
I
turns
think
out
we
it
could.
is a real killer. Hmm.
But Halloween Horror Nights is something I always wanted to go see. Like I definitely have to make a trip over
Yeah.
either because it's in both places, right? In
Yep.
California and Florida.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have to go to one of them soon.
You
I
do. Big horror
I
fan.
say that every year and I never go, but I definitely have to do it. Like
Do
as big
it.
of a horror fan as I am, I never saw that yet.
Definitely need to.
Yeah.
And is there anything you both what do you like to binge watch? Are you TV binge watchers?
What was
I
it?
am totally a binge watcher. Yeah, I binge. I'm a good binger. Like right now, I'm watching Outdaughtered. It's the one
Oh,
that they have.
yeah.
It's a reality show,
Ah,
and they've got five that quintuplets, female all girl quintuplets, and then they have an older daughter. So I'm watching them raise six girls, five
Wow.
being the same age.
okay.
I know, interesting stuff, you guys. It's
Yeah.
actually pretty good. I like reality though, and I haven't watched like a good reality show in a while. So
We're gonna watch The Golden Bachelor.
definitely gonna watch The Golden Bachelor.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like I like thriller type stuff. I've been recently watching The Lioness, Special Ops
Mhm.
Lioness with Zoe Saldana and Nicole Kidman. It's
Oh
actually
yeah, yeah.
really, yeah, it's like terrorist, but like they plant like a girl in with a terrorist fiance to try to get them closer to him. It's
That
good.
Morgan Freeman's in
Mhm.
that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Because
very little, like
yeah,
very little, but enough to get his name in it on the cover. But yeah, it's good. It's really good.
I was actually supposed to interview him about the show, and then the strike hit.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh
You gotta get
So
man.
that back.
I know, right? Like they were like, oh, you could interview Morgan Freeman and Nicole Kidman about their TV series coming or
What?
whatever it was, a movie or TV series
Yeah.
that's coming out. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And then
Yeah.
like a week later they emailed me. They're like, "Oh, interview isn't happening. The actors are on
Oh,
strike." I'm like,
oh
"No!"
man.
I was
Oh,
almost ready to cry. Like that would have
I
been my
bet.
that's a
interview.
good
What
interview. My
now?
goodness.
I
You
was
gotta
like,
follow up on that.
I was like crying when they sent me that
I
message.
bet.
Oh yeah, I would have.
That is a bummer.
It's a
I
good
know,
show.
right?
Yeah.
And what are some foods that you like to eat?
Hmm.
We like, I
Pizza.
say we pizza, like we like all the happy hour. Andrea's got me on the happy hour food, like
I
bar.
know, bar food.
Nice,
We like
I
that.
will
I'm a
nice.
not say no
huge,
to a good pizza.
yeah. I'm a huge chicken wing girl. Like I like crispy garlic parmesan wings or something, or French
Yes, yes.
fries. We like pizza, boneless buffalo.
Making
Oh
me
my God,
hungry.
yes.
Dinner time.
We do go for thin crust. We try.
Yeah, we try to be a little bit healthier when it comes to bar food. Definitely, we're
Wash it down with a drink.
Right, exactly.
on that. Calories don't count at the
Not at the
bar.
bar, only at a table.
Exactly. It's like low calorie that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And what's your drink of choice when you're drinking? Or
Oh,
Like I feel like we've done wine lately.
yeah.
I'm like, I like a Midori sour.
Oh, I do like an amaretto sour, but I also like, I'm more of a vodka girl, and I thought I created it myself. I was like, ooh, you know, it'd be really good. It's like a Shirley Temple with some vodka in it. And so I asked for it, and the guy's like, oh, a dirty Shirley. I'm like, oh, I thought I
Of
created
course,
that,
that's
but
what it's called.
dirty Shirley. Thought that was mine.
Street names are funny.
I know.
mine's is just like a old fashioned Jack and Coke. Like that's what I
That's
like.
it. That's it. Now, do you do Coke Zero? Or you just a Coke?
I never had that with the Jack yet. Is it good?
Oh, I haven't had it with Jack.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I like a Coke Zero. Have you had a Coke Zero at all?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah. I
definitely.
think it's just, to me, Coke Zero is just not as sweet as a Coke, but not as unsweet as a Diet Coke. You know, it's like that perfect in between. So I think it'd be good. I don't know.
That's all right.
Try it.
I'll definitely try that next time.
Yeah. You can name it after From Mrs. to Ms.
Right, yes. No.
They'll be like, okay.
Representing.
And the last thing I'm going to ask you is, where can fans follow you both at, follow your show at?
Shall we do our spiel?
Go ahead, Andrea.
You can follow Katie at
Katie LeBlanc
and Andrea Knoche 74. You can also email us at info@frommrstoms.net. Don't forget to subscribe.
You can follow us on social media and Instagram at From Mrs. to Ms.
Yep, from.mrs.to.ms. And on any streaming platform.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
I am so happy I got a chance to interview you both. Like, it's been so much fun. You both are amazing people to talk to. You're down to earth, you're funny, and I appreciate it. It was so much fun. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you. I had so much fun too.
It was great questions, Rocco. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, I definitely have a great night and great weekend coming up, and I will try to jack with Coke Zero.
Yes, please report back to us. Thank you so much.
Let us know how our new drink tastes. We'll coin it. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
You.
Bye.
Bye.